Welcome to some One Piece action. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. Wait a minute, let me go over some of these cards. All right, so we're using Virgo. We're using that girl. I don't know her name. We're using that event. Is it like a gamma knife or something? Anyway, we're using a few interesting things. Now, sadly, right? Ice Age is gonna get banned. So this is going to force us to, you already know, a new deck list is coming. But disclaimer, this was a bit of a chore, and I think I understand why. So what you're seeing is just an idea, just a path. But essentially, if it sparks an idea in your head, then perfect. But this is definitely getting redone, hands down. Not only because Ice Age is getting banned, but it was a little shaky in my opinion. The app gave us a lot of weird hands. Out of give or take 10 games, there was, what was it? It was like a bunch of games where we didn't see any e-shows, any event, any except for Ice Age, right? The other event. It was very weird. It was like we consistently saw the same cards over and over again, all copies. It kept doing that. So part of the struggle of figuring out if these decks can work is just, having to deal with what you call it, the app giving you these weird hands. And I'm talking like duplicate, like drawing. There was a match we actually drew all three of our e-shows. Like, it was very, very wonky. Before this is okay, this ain't even the original build. We had a 6-drop green Sakazuki, right? Because it's a free pop in the event that you have 2 vested characters, right? So it's like, okay, cool, like combos with Kuzan, attack, attack, and then play him. And it was like we kept getting all copies, and it's like, okay, we got to bring down some of this situation. We got to, and we played 2 copies. We get all copies. It was creepy. So yeah, it was a bit of a chore. Now, one thing I could say is the good thing about Garp is that he can utilize bricks. So that's one good thing with Garp. So it's kind of like we switched it out. And he's a quicker drop, blah blah blah. But yeah, it was a weird experience during the test plays. It was just the hands obnoxiously giving you duplicates, full sets of cards. If you'll get like 3-3-2, 2-2-3, all 4. Like, it was weird. And it took several games for us to see certain cards at all. It was a lot of games we didn't even get brand new. In the first few test plays, if we had a Kuzan in our opening hand and we mulliganed the Kuzan, we never saw Kuzan again. Like, it was a weird experience. So I'm just sharing the experience. So I don't know. I don't know how much we have to change, but of course, I've realized something during these test plays. And one of the things that I realized is I felt like the build didn't quite complement the leader. Now, I do think the Navy package kind of makes things a little easier for Perona, right? It's like, either I get a -1 or I can rest a 4-drop. And Navy kind of just has all the utilities. But it's interesting. It's like, normally we try to figure out, not that we didn't try. Let me, how can I word this? Usually when we make a deck with a leader, it complements. We make sure the cards complement the leader. I feel like we slightly overlooked that. I felt like during the original thought process, we were just like, okay, these cards would be good for Perona. The Navy package would be good for Perona. So now it's like, okay, wait, when you kind of think about it, it's like, how do these cards not complement the leader? Well, they do, but it's like, how should I say this? In our overall deck building fashion, it tends to like work more like cohesion. So all in all, um it felt like there was like these weird dead spots where we didn't know what leader ability to use, and it was like, okay, what can we actually combo? It didn't feel right. So it's like maybe we have to pick one of the benefits, right? And then as a bonus, we get access, because she ain't Sakazuki. Sakazuki can draw one card, trash one card, and get a -1, right? But this leader says you gotta pick one. So maybe the idea is to focus on, like, let's say the -1, right? Let's say the idea is to focus on the -1, complement that part of the leader, and then have the resting the 4-drop as a complement. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe we need to take advantage of the ability to just rest a 4-drop, because that's a high threshold, right? So it doesn't take much in cost reduction to rest something even bigger and bigger. So maybe the idea is to start, um, making the deck, designing the deck to rest, any character, and then use cards to complement that. So that's how I felt. I felt like we're like two in the middle. So when we got a set of cards in our hand, there was no true advantage we can take advantage of. you know so I definitely want to look back into the leader, especially since Ice Age is getting banned, right? So that's obvious. And I want to look back into the leader, and I want to try to figure out what set play better complements this leader, especially since it's like a pick one type of thing. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna pick one and make the other one a complement. And that's what I think, that's what makes it a bit of a chore, is because green deals with the resting benefits, black deals with cost reduction benefits. So I'm thinking right now as I'm talking, I want to say the resting is probably the primary that we might have to focus on, right? Trial and error, of course, but maybe the resting is the primary that we focus on. And we use the -1 as like a complement. Like, let's say if the character's already rested, okay, cool, -1, But I think the resting is the key to the leader. So finding ways to complement that. Now, y'all saw that 3-drop in the deck. So you already know Virgo. Virgo's obvious, right? Virgo turns into the 3-drop Niku Robin, from OP10, right? I mean, that's essentially what it is. It's just, instead of power, it's cost. And Perona can not only already rest the character, but of course there's also the -1. So it complements Virgo. So we was like, okay, we got to do something with our early game. We got to do some tweaks here. And to improve our early game, we added some copies of that character that if it KOs the character in battle, activate this character. So yeah, in theory, she complements the leader, right? So they both do in their own way, right? Virgo, tries to target rested characters, and she needs to attack rested characters essentially. So yeah, if we cost reduce and rest a character, put some Don, swing, right? So those two characters do work with this leader. They work with this leader. So that is but whichever route you would like to go, obviously you just make that decision. They both have counter, and they both can have their type of advantages, right? Oh, okay, understandable, kid, understandable. So so if we would have attacked, they would have essentially had enough characters to swing with, is what that says right there. Now, what you call it? So yeah, hopefully we get to see some Virgo in play. Hopefully we get to see the other character in play. But essentially that's what it is. What you call it? We went with the Isho route because Sengoku only works with Navy leaders, so that means it's going to be harder to find a 10-drop Kuzan. Now, of course, as you already know, 10-drop Kuzan just makes any black leader very powerful, right? It makes any black deck powerful. You drop 10-drop Kuzan, all of a sudden, everything is just bonkers. But, it was like, we can't play that in brand new bottom decks if we whiff, so therefore, we're probably better off just using Isha as the boss card, so we don't whiff on a boss card. So yeah, brand new's the search engine. And then essentially your key to getting stuff that you need is going to be brand new and Kuzan, you know? So where I would have loved to have Sengoku, or back in the day, Sabo was like the staple to help you find everything. You know, the Sabo usage kind of calmed down. But yeah, so as you can see, you know, you're going to be able to see some interesting plays, yada yada. But overall, hopefully this is this comes off as a, what do you call it? What am I looking for? Like inspiration. There you go. Hopefully what you see in this video is inspiration for y'all to come up with any exciting Perona builds for yourselves. Oh, we just got 2 cards out there here. What you call it? Yeah, hopefully inspiration for yourselves. Otherwise, you already know, you could just wait for us to come up with another build. Once again, especially since Ice Age is getting banned. $9K. It's crazy how you can just lose so many cards. Like, we don't play any counter events, so all of a sudden a 9K swing, you have a handful of cards and boom. Next thing you know, you can see the whole portrait. You see, when you got all those cards in your hand, you can't see portraits. Next thing you know, now you can see portraits. Ooh, we are going to rest Ben Beckman. Isho's you gotta love Isho's stat line. It's very healthy. I mean, gaining that benefit of making them lose 2 cards out of their hand and then 1 Don swing for 10. You gotta love that. You see how well they you see how well the the leader and the character complement each other? It's kind of nuts. Such a strong play in this one turn. So they should be looking to clear Isho. Oh, Big Mom. Yeah, they gotta figure out a way to clear Isho. After playing Big Mom, they don't have enough Dawn, so yeah, this is gonna be a swing. Going the 2K, 1K route. Don't need Virgo anymore, so sure. So what, Big Mom is a 6? If we attack, then Big Mom will be rested. We could rest Big Mom, and if we attack with Kuzan, we could rest Big Mom. If we go the Ice Age route, then okay, we're going brand new. So are we attacking with Kuzan and then resting Big Mom? Yes, we are. Okay, rest. Oh, are we going to attack Big Mom to encourage them to lose cards from their hand? Okay, I respect that. Put pressure on the leader. They only got 2 life. They have to lose a card. Yeah, I don't think they want to make that easy. Oh, we're going to ignore Big Mom. Yeah, Isho, see, this is what I learned about this game. Your boss card doesn't have to be a 10 drop. I want to say, depending on the card, of course, but once you 8, 9, 10, right? 8 and up is boss card territory. 7 depends on the rhythm of the deck, right? Depends on the effect of the character. Because when you look at some other decks, like Log, Red Green Law for a long time did not use high drops, right? And was able to win. Their boss card was Blocker Law. Zoro, that caused havoc for a long time. Boss card was what? You know, like what would you consider a boss card for the old school Zoro decks? You know, that just kept spamming. Like Buggy was obnoxious, so one drop Buggy was a boss card. Like that that's like an interesting thing to think of. But yeah, so Isho is a great boss card in my opinion because stat line's already very strong. And just to use its ability, now you have a 10k swinging character. They need to get it off the board. They're going to be attacking it. 9k is easier to defend than 5k. Oh, they chuck a rush Luffy. Interesting. Well, even though they're giving themselves life, they're also giving us a bunch of life cards. Yeah. Sad part is we had too many cards for what you call it. Oh, rest. Attack. For them to attack Isho, we could have countered out easily because Isho, like once again, Isho's stat line is so high. So are we attacking Big Mom to see if they chuck cards and then KOing it with T-Bone? Yeah, that's too many cards to put on that character. I mean, well, Don, I should say, right? More specifically. I think everybody understood what I meant when I said cards. I guess we're just counting down to see what other plays we can get. I would love to just drop another Kuzan on the board. It's like it has no counter power, right? And it lets you draw a card, so you're just changing it for another card. Hopefully finding something better. Oh, T-Bone. Okay, cool. T-Bone popped. And this allows us, okay, cool. Allows us to get extra pressure. Dawn attach, swing. And with us having 3 life. Oh, they have to be bricked up. And look, what are you going to do? Play another Big Mom? Essentially giving us another life card, putting us back at 4. Now listen, 9-drop Big Mom's a strong card. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's just sometimes, you know, you're put in these situations where giving your opponent more and more life cards ends up hurting you. Yeah, we're not saving that. And we got a blocker. Does Whitebeard KO like 3,000 or 4,000? I think it might be 3, right? Not too sure. And we only hovered over him for a second. Well, they are an 8k leader, so draw a card, see what we get. Okay, well, at least we got some counter power. I mean, we got 3 life. And giving us X-Drake would just help us at this point. Gum Gum Giant or 2k 1k? Ooh, 2k 1k. I respect the determination. This Luffy player is staying in the game. They're just the embodiment of it's never over till it's over. The blocker protects Isho. Okay then. Alright. So we got 3k counter power. We got 3 life cards. 1 blocker. I mean, so we're not going to lose the game. But it is good to try to protect this Isho. I guess Kuzan. Poor Rush Luffy. Oh, understandable. Ooh, Usop. That was one of the new leaders. Okay, so we got our boss card. Got Kuzan. Got no brand new. $2K, good stuff. Rest them and attack the blocker. Okay, so we're going to. I think that's relatively smart. Avoiding them drawing a free card and just seeing if we can put extra pressure. So. Ooh, another blocker. That's annoying. Well, that's interesting. I get it. This deck can be so defensive, huh? Block, draw a card. Block, draw a card, right? That's what it is. I mean, once per turn, of course. Come on now. Decisions. Unless you want to like take a character off the board, maybe don't swing with your Kuzan. Decisions. And then they draw a card. Then if we were to try to attack the Frankie now, it would be able to get the blocker, if I'm correct. And they already drew. Oh, they chose to save it. Interesting. Well, they're drawing. They have the potential to draw so many cards. Like, why not, right? Ooh, Isho. This is like a good matchup for Isho. Maybe this is a good meta for 8-drop Isho. Rebecca. They're just making plays with the minis. You know, it'd be annoying if next turn all of a sudden every mini character attacks. That's devastating. Yeah, this deck keeps hand. You know, Purple Law, maybe. Oh, they're at 5 again. Oh, well then attack. Yeah, Purple Law might be able to do something against them. With the idea that they stick to 7 cards in their hand. I mean, obviously it's easier to have 6 than it is to have 7. So. Okay, brand new attacks the Searcher. And he draws a card. Good stuff. Ooh, lost his one of the boss cards. That Kiros' stat line is pretty cool. Granted, I mean, bouncing a 5 is pretty cool. I know it's not what everybody would want. because you have to make sure the target that you're bouncing is a good quality target for you to bounce, not something that they can abuse next turn. But just being 9k at 7 Dawn, 9k, that's actually fantastic. 9k is boss stat numbers. That is crazy. Wow. Nice play. That's crazy. That they really did that. And it's like our Ice Ages are virtual bricks. They got 3 blockers on the board. Give 1 Dawn, cancel out the leader ability. Just thinking here. Does the leader need a Dawn X? I can't see a card. Okay, they drew a card. We'll need them low key. We'll need them to draw a lot more to get another Isho. But Isho's a good counter card for this leader. Are they gonna take, or are they gonna just let their board dwindle? Okay, they take. They're in a tough spot, pretty much. Oh, we got our second Isho. Feels like there's a lot of dead air in between these plays. Goodness. And then it feels like if this was the first match, it would have been perfect to start preaching all that preaching in the beginning. But this is some new cards, some new leader cards. I feel like I gotta commentate. I mean, granted, the first match was new cards as well, but I don't know. It just always feels better getting all the thoughts out in the very beginning, and then go straight to commentating. Oh, they red rocked our Isho. Oh wow, that's all the Ishos. Are we going for like the same type of play? Are you serious? And they drew. That's crazy. They just, wow. They just went for that bait. Can that be considered a bait? Oh, okay. It looks like I think he just gives all the Dressrosa a +1. So many cards in their hand. Yet again, look at this. They're just back at having a bunch of cards in their hand. When you think about it, we got rid of 4 cards so far. If we get this second Isho off, then that's a whole hand we discarded. 6 cards. That would be crazy. wonder how the opponent feels after getting hit with 2 Ishos. Like, is it like, hey, I don't care? Oh, wow. Nice play. They're taking advantage of that stage card to allow their Dressrosa characters to attack other characters on a turn that they're summoned. And then Cavendish's effect kicks in, draw 2, trash 1, I believe. So now you just went up in hand size. Oh, big boy swing. Okay. Oh my god. What is possible here? They got 2 blockers. We can rest with leader and we can rest with the event. But they got so many cards. Like, respectfully, that's 4 cards. 5 with trigger or life, right? That's another thing. It could be a trigger, and if it's not a trigger, it could be counter power. So we'd have to, out of 5 cards, we have to hope that 2 of them ain't 2K counters, right? So it sounds relatively risky. Essentially, if we don Isho, it doesn't matter what character, we can handle any character on their board. Oh, make sure you're counting all the well, it doesn't matter. I think everybody is in the proper threshold. Because the highest default is 4 plus 1, 5. So we're good no matter what. Okay, we rest the small blocker. We use that. We're going to rest the other blocker. Now, if we KO, we give them another card. So that really means, okay, we chose to KO. That really means, oh yeah, they're going to draw. They didn't, oh, they drew, okay. That really means they're going to have potential to counter out. So, see, now if we was to attack and let's say they take, that's 6 cards. And once again, we have to hope that they don't have the counter power, right? But 6 cards, the likelihood is not in our favor. And then Cavendish just allow you to draw 2 trash 1s, so you can assume they made sure to keep whatever counter power in their hand. Oh man. So we just took out 2 characters with effects. And we're going to take out potentially a 3rd character with a swing. Yep, because they're not going to trash a bunch of cards to save that. And instead of attacking the final character, which I'm sure they would have took, but it would have allowed them to get something from the trash, we attack life, which whether they could or couldn't, they chose not to stop. They took a life. I said whether they could or couldn't, they chose not to. That's like, that contradicts. Whether they could or couldn't, they ended up taking life. There you go. This Usop deck is nuts. Because once again, look at their hand. Defense is crazy, but they're not really getting any offense. I mean, we're at 3 life. And it's not like we're adding life. It's not like they're adding life. So they haven't been able to mount any offense. Interesting. They bounced back our Isho. So they was able to essentially lower the cost and then return the Isho. Interesting. Arf. Rest. Now big boy swing. Well, Thanks for watching.